Are you looking for the best touchscreen laptops? In this video we will look at some of the best touchscreen laptops on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Dell XPS 15, 2024. The best touchscreen laptop we've tested is the Dell XPS 15, 2024. This 15.6-inch mobile workstation is one of the most popular laptops on the market, and for good reason. It provides an excellent user experience and packs plenty of processing power to handle demanding tasks. Its thin and light design makes it easy to carry around, and it feels incredibly well built, sporting a CNC machined aluminum chassis and carbon fiber keyboard deck. You can get this laptop with a 3.5K touch-sensitive OLED display. It produces deep, inky blacks and is suitable for color-critical work, thanks to its full DCI-P3 coverage. The keyboard feels great to type on, and the touchpad is large and responsive. Spec-wise, you can configure this laptop with an Intel Core i5, i7, or i9H series CPU. As for the GPU, you can get the base model with an Intel Arca 370M GPU if your work doesn't require a lot of GPU processing power, or upgrade to one of the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 40 series GPUs, up to a 4070. The NVIDIA GPUs aren't the fastest on the market, as they run at a low TGP, total graphics power, of 40W, but they're still adequate for intensive tasks. Our main complaint is the webcam. The image looks soft and extremely underexposed. If you haven't heard, Dell has released newer XPS laptops. The company has retired the 15-inch model and replaced it with a 14-inch with the same design as the Dell XPS 13 Plus, 2024. We'll likely test it in the near future, but for now, we can't speak to its performance. As for the 2024 Dell XPS 15, this is a good time to grab one because it's often on sale. You can get it directly from Dell if you can't find it elsewhere. Number 2. Asus ZenBook 14 Flip OLED, 2024. If you only perform light productivity tasks like text processing and spreadsheets, you can save some money with an ultra-portable, as you won't have to pay for performance you don't need. We recommend the Asus ZenBook 14 Flip OLED, 2024. This sleek 2-in-1 convertible feels incredibly well built and is easy to carry around. It has a gorgeous 90Hz OLED display, a comfortable keyboard, and a large touchpad with a built-in virtual numpad. It supports pen input and comes with an MPP, Microsoft Pen Protocol, 2.0 stylus, but there's nowhere to dock or attach the pen for transport. Performance is great. Its Intel 13th Gen CPU has no problem handling general productivity and more demanding workloads like photo editing and programming. Battery life sits around 8 hours of light use, so depending on your usage, you may need to plug it in for a quick charge to get through the day. The port selection is great. It has one USB-A, two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4s, and an HDMI. In addition to its excellent 1080p webcam, there's also a facial recognition IR camera for quick logins. Fans of the 2-in-1 tablet form factor can get the Microsoft Surface Pro 8, 2024, instead. You can detach the keyboard to save space or make the device easier to hold, and you can pop it back on when you need to type something out. The display supports pen input, although you need to buy the stylus separately, and the same goes for the keyboard. There's already a newer Microsoft Surface Pro 9, however, it's only a minor upgrade to Intel 12th Gen CPUs and is more expensive. You can likely find a great deal on the Surface Pro 8 since it's an older device. Number 3. Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2024. Our best mid-range pick is the Lenovo Yoga 7i16, 2024, a 16-inch 2-in-1 convertible. This laptop sports a large 16-inch display, giving you plenty of room for multitasking, and since it's a 2-in-1, you can set the laptop up in tent mode for media consumption or use it as a tablet. Build quality is great, it just doesn't feel quite as premium as the models above. There are two display options, an FHD Plus and a QHD Plus panel. We recommend the latter, as it looks sharper and gets brighter to combat glare. There's pen input support if you like to draw or take handwritten notes, and the laptop comes with a stylus included in the box. This laptop is available with Intel 13th Gen U and P series CPUs, which are plenty fast for general productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, video playback, and spreadsheets. The battery lasts around 12 hours of light use, even on a model with a QHD Plus display, and it charges quickly over USB-C. By the way, the USB-C ports support Thunderbolt 4, allowing you to transfer files quickly and connect up to two 4K displays at 60 Hz with a single cable. The webcam is decent. The image has a fair amount of details but an unnatural tint and slightly washed-out colors. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2024, is a good alternative if you want something smaller. It's super compact, and its battery lasts easily through a full day of light use. It also supports pen input and comes with a stylus that you can dock into the side of the laptop for transport. Unfortunately, there's no fingerprint sensor or facial recognition IR camera. Also, you can't install x86 Windows programs on Chrome OS, so you must ensure you can do everything through a Chrome browser or Android apps. This laptop is available with various Intel 12th Gen CPUs, however, availability is scarce because there's a newer 2023 version. We haven't tested the 2024 model but expect it will perform similarly. You can get the 2023 model on Amazon or at Best Buy. Number 4. Lenovo IdeaPad 315, 82KU00C1 US. The best budget touchscreen laptop we've tested is the Lenovo IdeaPad 315, 2024. As this is an older model from 2021, you can easily find an AMD Ryzen 5 5500U configuration for around $500. The Ryzen 5 5500U CPU is a few years old but still plenty fast for general productivity tasks like web browsing, text processing, spreadsheets, and presentations. Battery life sits around 9 hours of light use, just enough to get you through a typical 8-hour workday. This laptop is pretty easy to carry around for a 15.6-inch model. Its metal and plastic construction feels relatively sturdy, fair for the price but nothing special. You get a reasonably bright 1080p display, a 720p webcam, and a fingerprint sensor. As for the keyboard and touchpad, the former feels tactile but slightly tiring, and the latter is small but reasonably responsive. Unfortunately, you can only charge the laptop via the barrel plug connector because the USB-C port doesn't support charging, and the HDMI port only supports HDMI 1.4 standards, limiting the output resolution to 4K at 30 Hz. Number 5. Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Chromebook 14, 2024. If you have an extremely tight budget and want to spend as little as possible, get the Lenovo IdeaPad Slim 3i Chromebook 14, 2024. You can regularly find the Core i3 configuration, paired with an FHD display, 8GB of RAM, and 128GB of storage, for around $350 to $500 on Lenovo's website. The Core i3 and 305 CPU can handle light productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, and video playback, just don't expect to do anything intensive like video editing. The cheaper configurations with an Intel N100 or N200 CPU and or 4GB of RAM are fine if you have an extremely light workload, but know that you'll experience more slowdowns when multitasking. Admittedly, this 14-inch Chromebook looks pretty cheap design-wise, however, it's very compact, and its battery lasts around 13 hours of light use. As for the display, while there are multiple options, only the FHD IPS panel with 100% sRGB coverage supports touch input. It looks sharp and gets bright enough for use in most indoor settings. Above it is an excellent 1080p webcam, so your colleagues and clients can see and hear you clearly on video calls. Unfortunately, the keyboard feels a tad mushy, and the touchpad is small and sometimes unresponsive.